Hello guys, I'm back in the world of ARK Survival Evolved on the horse server. Right, so I am still in the midst of breeding these guys. It takes such a long time, so I had like all yesterday. I am doing it all today. So yeah, so I thought I would do a little list of the top 10 tips for creating a thumbnail. I've been asked about my thumbnails before. They're not super fantastic, but they're okay. Obviously some of the guys have paid professionals and they do an awesome job, but a little scrub like me has to do things a little differently. Right, so these are my top 10 tips for creating thumbnails in ARK Survival Evolved. Enjoy. Number 10. So we are going to launch ARK Survival Evolved from the Steam menu, and we are going to select the Ansel. Once that's launched, then we are going to host a local game and play a single player, because all screenshots are done in single player. So this is my single player world on Cabulus. As you can tell, there are no bases or anything here. Typically I use in-game screenshots for bases and things like that. But for characters and dinos, such as myself or any dinos, I use the single player world, and I use Ansel just because it gives you a better shot to get round. You can use F12, so if I push F12, it will like literally take a screenshot of that particular moment, and we can edit that later, which we'll move on to later on. Right, so Ansel is Alt F2, and it basically freezes the game in time, and now it gives us the option to sort of move around the character, or move around the world, in fact. So we can go anywhere around the world. We could pick a dino, take a screenshot of a particular dino. Well, there we go. So yeah, I think we can only go so far, but we can basically maneuver around, and everything is frozen in time. We can zoom right in on a self, just to get a bit of an angle. There are different things as well, filters and stuff. That is only for like NVIDIA cards, but it is kind of awesome because it gives you different angles and stuff that you otherwise wouldn't get by just using a screenshot itself. So a screenshot will literally take what it sees, and so you can control what you see by moving around. Number 9. So another cool feature in Ansel is that we can add a filter. There are many filters that you can add, but the one I particularly use is green screen. And that creates like a green screen behind. We can change the focus depth as well, so we can get rid of basically the noise in the background. So you can bring it all the way forward or bring it up to character. Again, you can zoom around certain pieces, have your character pose in a particular way, or a dino in a particular way. And then remove that background in editing. So if we just do something like that, take a snap of that, and then we could basically use that character piece and get no background noise, and we can use that as a layer later, which we will do. Number 8. Right, for this tip we are going to use console commands. So this one is give creative mode. So if you push tab, bring up the console, and just it's GCM, enter that. Now you have like a little blink rifle and things like that. It basically makes you invincible to everything. Fall damage, you can fall over, you'll receive nothing. You won't use any water, you won't lose any stamina. You can basically aggro creatures and they will cause no damage. You can see I've got like things around that I used as screenshots before. We've got floating dodos. So if I hit this guy, level 24, obviously, nothing's going to happen to us. It's not even going to do a thing. I mean, we could just stand here all day. And also you can craft basically everything, all the things, any mod you've got installed. So if I just click that, say now an inventory, and there we go, we've got walls so we can build stuff as well. It comes in handy for getting screenshots with you know, places you want to go, because also if you double tap space, you can fly as well. You can just hover above the map and do things. You can travel to different locations at good speed. So if you're taking a screenshot in the snow area, you can travel over that way, or the desert, or in the water. I've got various different places that I actually go to take the screenshots. So all my screenshots are taken in single player. I'm just trying to think. Oh, right, here we go. There is one in the air. There was a particular screenshot that I used for Evo, this one, where I was sliding down the rail and I just captured a shot like that. The episode was a tribe mate of mine, Evo. He created an assault course, if you like, and I had to like navigate that, and I just wanted a screenshot, something that I couldn't do in game because I just wanted a particular shot. So I used single player world and obviously cheats and stuff just to construct something little, and it gave me that screenshot that I wanted. Number 7. While we are still in creative mode, we can get a shot, but sometimes the action happens a little bit too fast, and you just if you just try and grab a certain thing, you just have to just press and guess, basically. Sometimes you don't get that perfect screenshot you're looking for, but we can actually slow time down. There is a command to do that, so we'll pull the console up again. Now if we just put slow mo space 0, enter that, and now everything is slowed down. I mean, we can turn and move pretty slow, but the dino and everything else, the animation is all slowed, so you can get that perfect shot that you're looking for. Mouth open wide. I'll just take a normal Steam shot using F12. So you've got that there. That is it will just take the shot there, so we'll have that one. There we go. Or you can wait for the perfect shot and then just use Ansel, and then that will freeze in time, so we'll do that. There you go, Ansel. Right, take the green screen off. So now we've got that shot there where we can move about. So you've got your character, so you can zoom in and just get a little side glance like that, so you can see the action. There are different filters as well you can use. The depth of field, that one is there. We use that one just to give the background a little blare. The blare radius as well. That one's quite popular in text screenshots. It just takes the focus out of the background, so nothing's hard, so your focus is drawn to the actual action that's happening. So that is that one. To return everything to normal, we'll pull the console back down again. So it's tab, and then it's slow-mo 1, and then that returns everything back to normal speed. So you've got various different animations. It's up to you what you pick, but that is a tip for getting that shot that you just can't get with real-time animation, because it's a little too fast sometimes. So if you just slow the world down, you can just get that perfect shot. Number 6. With ARK, you've got your day and night cycles, obviously, and it's sometimes a little, you're trying to get that good shot, and it's either the middle of the day, or you want something at the night, or you're at the night and you want something in the middle of the day. But obviously with this, we can change lots of things, and we are going to change the time of day. So it is set time of day, all one, no spaces, space And then it's a 24-hour clock, so we can set it to say 10 o'clock at night. So it's 22:00. So now it's pitch black. It's dark. You can't see. If you want that daytime shot, again, you just set time of day. I'm just going up, so we'll just remove that. And 8 a.m. Set that there. So some shots that you might need a morning shot. You might need a nighttime shot. Depending on where you are and what you're doing. Sometimes, like if you've if you've got a base, you can build a base up here as well. A little mock base. I've done various different things here. I've done this was where I needed lots and lots of death caches, so I just spawned lots of beds in and just kept spawning myself, dying, and I'd got lots of caches on the floor just to get a shot for something like that. I don't think there's anything else about here, but yeah, you can change the time of day and things like that. That helps immensely with certain things. Number 5. Sometimes in ARK you need to spawn creatures in. If you're getting a particular screenshot and you just want it quick, I tend to get some creatures, just spawn them in, either tame them up or leave them wild so they just do the attacks. So on the fandom page, there is links for like all the creatures. You can search all the creatures up and everything you want. So this one is the Giga. So basically it gives you all the information, all taming things, and just here, spawn command. If you expand that, you'll see a list of different variants and stuff like that you can spawn in. So we are just going to go to that one and copy to clipboard. So if we copy that, then jump back into the game. Right, as we are in the game, so we'll pull the console down and Control V will paste, and basically we'll spawn in a Giga. So there we go. So now we have a Giga. It's going to attack us because it's spawned in wild. So you can do the thing if you want your slow-mo. So if you want to slow-mo 0, if you want to get that shot of him having a little bite down on you, just wait for that perfect moment. We just do like the F12, just do a normal screen steam shot. So if we do that, just take a shot like that. Or we can do obviously the Ansel, because we are still in Ansel mode. And then we can zoom out and go around, depending on what animation you're looking for, and then take a screenshot of that. So we'll take a snap of that. That looks pretty menacing. So that's snapped. Done. Again, then with slow-mo 1, if you pull tab up, you can actually go through the list of commands you've already done. So sometimes you don't even have to type them out again. You can just go up and it will save them. So now we need slow-mo 1, bring everything back to normal. If you wanted to do a tame, so you could just look at the dino that you want, pull the command off, and put do tame all in one go, and then that's it. That becomes yours. So that's ours. And then if you want to craft a saddle, you just basically just type Giga, because we're on creative mode. It will give us a saddle. Again, if you've got some dinos you can take a screenshot of riding, or you just want something like that. So I tend to, like, if I've got dinos, color the saddle because I have it in a color. But sometimes I'm shown on the dino, other times I'm not. Depends on what I'm going for. But again, you can get a little screenshot of you on your best buddy. depending on what angle you want to go for. Something like you can't even tell I'm on a giga, but there you go. And that is that one. Number 4. Right, the next tip is mods. Obviously, if you are doing a series with mods, then you need to have your single player mirror the world that you're in. So all the dinos and all the mods that you use are in there. I typically tend to have like emotes and play as a dino as well, because play as a dino is you can basically spawn as a dino and take a screenshot that way. Right, let's just go in single player again. So with mods installed, you can get different, obviously you can get your dinos and things, but you've got like the character ones. I like to use the emote mod because we've got different things that we can do. They've got the standard ones, but also like ones that we don't even use. So again, if we use slow-mo 0, you can get that little screenshot, and sometimes you can use the animation and just take a little screenshot a particular moment. Just usually like F12, just the normal one. Well, that looks a good shot. Just take that. So obviously we're doing jumping jacks, I think you call them. Is it jumping jacks? But you can get something like that, or we can do Ansel mode as well, if you do have access to Ansel, and use green screen. Just get the moment. So there we go. Add a filter, green screen. So we can do that, and bring that down a bit more, and snap that one, and then put that on a background. Number 3. Next tip is PNGs. These are useful like logos, game logos and things like that. So you've got your screenshot and you just want people to know what type of game you're playing. Obviously sometimes it's better to go to places like Studio Wildcards because they have like their official logos. Sometimes you don't get the actual PNG you want, but there are quite a few different ones. I do have these saved anyway, various different ones, but you do have to make sure that they are the free ones, and you're not going to get into trouble for using somebody's artwork. You should always check that out before using it, or you could get yourself into a little bit of trouble, especially if it's a licensed piece of artwork. They don't take too kindly to using that, and rightly so as well. People have put a lot of effort into this, but genuinely, if you go to places like Studio Wildcard, they do have PNGs that you can use, and all creators do use. All game companies do that. Number 2. For my screenshots, I typically use GIMP. It's a free program. It needs an update. I don't really update it that often. I tend to just use what I know. It's a free program out there, but there are photo editing software packages that, I mean, if you're familiar with that, then use that. But the principles are basically the same. But this is the one that I typically use. So this is my basic template I use. It's just a border with a background on, and these are the screenshots just taken of just the normal ARK from Steam. So if I just drag that into there, we can kind of move it around. We'll just drop that down a size, rescale. Just drop it down a bit because it's so we could use something like that. So we've got one layer is the image, 2 layer is the border, and we're going to add ARK logo. I'm just going to drop that in. Rearrange this a little better. So there. So we've got the ARK logo. And yeah, just change that a little bit. Reduce that down in size a little more. Something like. Move that around. Again, it's a different kind of package, but this is the one that I use basically. So we're just adding layers to things, so you can add different things as well. We'll change that. Or you can put something else in as well. That's a PNG. That's a Trudon. So now we've got 4 layers. We can basically use that as a thumbnail for something. Number 1. So this is the screenshot that we took with Ansel, and it's got kind of a blurred background. So that is an in-game feature of Ansel, that you can basically manipulate the image on the fly. So you can have a still image and you can change the background as we did. So we've got different things like with the green screen. We can do that as well. So if we add a layer to that alpha channel, add alpha channel to that, select all, and then cut the background out. So now we've got like a layer of that model that we can move about, rescale, resize. Obviously we need to get that out again. All right, that one, Control X, cut that out. Various different things as well. Obviously I've cut a bit there out, so you just take your time, see what you're cutting out with the magic tool. But yeah, so you could have like a basic thing like that, and there you've got that in the background. But if you haven't got Ansel, there is a way to kind of blur the background out. Basically you duplicate a level. Right, we'll get rid of this. All right, we'll delete layer. That one, delete layer. We'll just hide the logo. Right, so we've got this image. If we want it to have the focus on the front and just blur the background out. So if that's the image that we want, put it in its position. Right, so whatever is in that frame, we'll just frame it just all together. That layer we're going to be working on. Now we are going to duplicate that layer. Duplicate that layer. Then we are going to just take this layer, the top layer, the copy. Depending on where what manipulation software you use, you can add filters to a particular level. What I'm looking for is a Gaussian filter. Basically, you can blur the entire image and then just clean it up afterwards. I said Gaussian, it's actually Gaussian. Right, so the filter that we're going to add is a Gaussian blur. So if we add that to that, we can set the actual amount, so we can have that go pretty blurred. Obviously it's the whole image. So we'll keep something like, we'll just lower it a bit actually. So something like, so you can see the background but not. Right, okay. Now we are going to add a alpha channel. So basically it means that we can delete the layer. Now we're going to use the rub tool, and we're going to pick a brush, something with a soft edge. How big's that? Basically now we're just going to trace around the image of Jim the Messiah. Depending on how much time you want to spend on it, I mean, you can do that, and this is just if you don't have Ansel or things like that. This is how I used to do it old school before Ansel became a thing. So I used to have images like that, where we used to duplicate the layer as such, add the filter to it, and then delete art. So this is obviously doing in real time. I normally take a little bit more time on this, but I'm just giving a quick outline just to give you an idea of what is possible. Obviously, you change the size of your brushes. You're a little more careful than what I'm being at the minute. And just get rid of the blur in the center point where you want to see the character. So that is typically what a Ansel shot would do in game. It's a bit of extra work, but if you don't have access to a NVIDIA card or Ansel or something like that, this is just the other way to kind of do it. So I will do that. Just get that a little tidied up. Right, I'll just get that a little tidied up a bit better. Right there, guys, so there we go. That is my top 10 tips for creating ARK thumbnails. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment or subscribe. I have gone over quite just the bare minimum. There are other things as well, but this was just like a brief overview. It depends on like your level of editing and that. I am no means a great editor, by the way. This is just my tips that I've been using throughout my ARK journey. Right, thank you very much, and see you in the next one.